The human beings on Mars had no technology but, by contrast, they were spiritually highly evolved. They were very small people measuring in height between 120 centimeters and 150 centimeters, and of Mongoloid type. They lived in tribes, in huts of stone. The fauna on Mars was scarce. There was a kind of dwarf goat, some very large hare-like creatures, several species of rat, and the largest animal resembled a buffalo but had a head like a tapir. There were also some birds and 3 species of snakes, one of which was quite venomous. The flora was also poor, trees attaining no more than 4 meters in height. They had too an edible grass that you might compare with buckwheat. The Buckeritinians conducted their research, realizing soon that Mars was also cooling down at a rate which indicated that it would no longer be inhabitable in 4 to 5,000 years. In terms of its flora and fauna, it was barely rich enough to sustain those already living there, let alone cope with an emigrant mass from Buckeritini. Besides, the planet did not appeal to them. Thus, the 2 spacecraft headed for Earth. The first landing took place where Australia is now found. At that time, it should be explained that Australia, New Guinea, Indonesia and Malaysia were all part of the one continent. A strait existed, about 300 kilometers wide, exactly where Thailand is now found. In those times, Australia possessed a great inland sea fed by several large rivers, so that diverse and interesting flora and fauna flourished there. All things considered, the astronauts chose this country as their first immigration base. I must say, to be more precise, that the black race chose Australia and the yellow people established themselves where Burma is now. Here too was a land rich in wildlife. Bases were quickly set up on the coast, on the Bay of Bengal, while the black people constructed their first base on the shores of the inland sea in Australia. Later, further bases were established where New Guinea is presently located. Their spacecraft were capable of superlight speeds and took approximately 50 of your Earth years to bring 3600,000 black people and the same number of the yellow race to Earth. This bears witness to the perfect understanding and excellent association between 2 races determined to survive on a new planet and exist in peace. By common agreement, the aged and infirmed remained in Buckeritini. The Buckeritinians had explored all of the planet Earth before establishing their bases and were absolutely persuaded that no human life existed before their arrival. Often they thought they had located a humanoid form of life, but on closer inspection realized they had made contact with a species of large apes.